The worst feeling in the world. Yo, I'm gonna be the judge of that, honestly. I
The
wanna see.
worst feelings ever. Since you guys really liked the video I made on the best feelings, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna do a video on the worst feelings too. And you know, I'm sure we've all felt these feelings before, or some of them, I don't know. But whenever you feel these feelings, I don't know, that's the best way to put it. You feel like you got metaphorically ran over by a truck. As the video goes on, the feelings are gonna progressively get worse. So let's start with making shit awkward. If you are the one that made a bad joke or said some shit you shouldn't have said, it was so bad, everybody can just feel the cringe radiating through their body, well, you're just gonna have to take the L on that one. There's many times where I've gone into a dilemma where it's like a high five fist bump situation, where they go in for the high five and I give them a fist.
Oh yeah, I remember that happened to me, bro. When I was looking for colleges, I tried to like high five. Oh no, I actually tried to fist bump someone, but they just, we had a bad chemistry and my friend started dying. So that was a really embarrassing moment. Yeah, that is true. That's a really embarrassing and awkward moment.
Pretty awkward, I will say. Or sometimes it's a type of situation where you don't get the hint. That's another common occurrence for me. That's why whenever I talk to a girl, it's just a straight air ball over the backbone. Or even in like everyday type of situations. You know, sometimes shit just goes completely over my head and then I realize hours later what they meant or what they were trying to say. And after I have that realization, I've never felt more like a dumbass in my entire life. Now we got being tired. Being tired is like trying to function on 0.5 speed. You can barely walk straight. Every time you sit down, you're almost gonna fall asleep. Being tired sucks ass, especially when it's like early in the morning and you gotta get up for something. Whenever
Look, you're being tired is like based on where you at. Okay? So if I'm tired and I'm laying on bed, that's the best feeling. Cause let's be honest, half of us right now when we're sleeping, we use our phone. And we might spend 3 hours on the phone, and then when we try to sleep we can't sleep. But when you're tired and you lay in the bed, that's the best feeling ever. But yeah, there are some moments where like if you're tired while at school, this is the worst feelings. Because like first off, teachers would keep waking you up and yelling at you, might kick you out of the class, which is embarrassing, tell you wash your face, or even tell you to read something. Really embarrassing. So it's based on where you are.
I gotta get up for something important, I literally set 5 alarms because I'm not playing around, bro. I'm not trying to miss my flight. Those 5:45 wake-ups were brutal for high school. I was so sleep deprived, it wasn't even funny. I was constantly falling asleep in class because I couldn't even stay awake. It was that bad. At that point, bro, 5:45, like I'm up before the goddamn roosters. Why am I even awake right now? And whose stupid ass decision was it to start school at 6:45? And if I'm being real, I feel like I would have did way better if I got more sleep. But it's honestly better than getting no sleep at all, because if you get no sleep, you're expected to go through the motions of your regular day-to-day activities with nothing in the tank. Like, you just gotta walk around and hope you don't pass out on the floor. Sometimes when I was in gym class, I really felt the urge to just get on the bleachers and take a nap. I don't care if I get beamed with a dodgeball when I'm sleeping. I need the sleep. Next, we gotta talk about falling in public. Yeah, bro, whenever people say, like, you quote-unquote lost aura, this is one of the biggest things on the list of losing aura. I mean, I don't know how else to say aura. I'm not saying swag in the big 2024. That's crazy. First of all, you get a nice bruise on the face for just plummeting towards the ground. And now, second of all, you look like a dumbass because everybody just saw you eat shit and now they're laughing at you. And at this point, they don't want to see you win. They're preying on your downfall. I remember one time when I was walking to class, it was snowing and the path was icy and there was no ice melt on the ground. I was heading to like the building on campus where all my classes are, and I just completely ate shit because I was kind of in a hurry. I was already late. Like, it was just not looking good for me. And I'm pretty sure when I fell, a couple people laughed. You know, at least I made some people's days by making an ass out of myself. I don't know how the hell I just talked about that for a minute, but I did it, I guess. Next, we got to talk about getting caught. All right, if you get caught picking your nose, that's pretty embarrassing. Or if you're singing a whole acapella in your room when you're listening to music and your parents open the door, pretty awkward. But what's even worse than that is getting caught like in class or something in front of a bunch of people.
How?
Because there is always somebody that won't shut their mouth and they'll spread the word about what you just did. But obviously, there's some things that are like, okay, bro, you're gonna get caught. You're being a dumbass, like hitting a vape in the back of the classroom. Like, the teacher isn't gonna see the fumes leaving your nose. But there's some things that, you know, you don't really mean to do, but you kind of just do it out of habit. Sometimes I would just pick up my phone in class and just check my notifications or whatever. And sometimes my teachers would just call me out in front of the entire class to put my phone away. Then I just felt embarrassed as hell. Like, why is everybody staring at me now? Next, we got to talk about getting left out. Yeah, this one's bad. Either you get left out of something all your friends are doing, or you're not in on the joke and you have no idea what's happening. And you got to be that one dude that's like, haha, what's so funny, guys? And yeah, you look like this in that moment.
God.
This bug with the blue sack. That's you, because you got to have them explain the joke to you.
No, it's either you missed the hangout or they're fake friends. It's one of them. You know what I'm saying? Because like real friends, you all understand each other. You all got that mentality, that mindset. It's either you missed a hangout like an idiot, so it's your fault, or they're fake. What the? I can't even press on space. Okay.
I understand not getting invited when it's like colliding friend groups, because like some people might not get along with others. So, you know, I completely get it. But sometimes I wasn't even invited when it was all people I got along with. And I was just like, damn, I'm just gonna have to take my L on this one. Like Duke Dennis says, if you weren't invited, don't ask to go. That was the rule I personally stuck by forever. Like, I kind of just waited to get invited. Like, that was my strategy. You know, when it came to like parties and shit that my friends went to or whatever, I was just waiting to get invited. That was my strategy. You know, I was pretending like I was a busy guy. But in reality, I spent most of my nights in Xbox parties. All right, next we got holding back tears. Now, you know, I was a very sensitive kid, so I would cry a lot. And whenever I got bullied or made fun of, I was always holding back tears, bro. And I was trying to look tough. Oh yeah, let me insult him back real quick as I got tears rolling down my face. Like, that's really gonna help. And the fact that I wouldn't really do anything about it, that kind of made me an easy target. I mean, I was in elementary school during the whole stop bullying movement, so you can really only imagine how weak the roasts were. I got called a nerd for having a Pokemon backpack. Then I curled up into a ball on my bus seat, and then I just started crying. And it was ugly crying, bro. I had snot dripping down my nose, too. And when I got off the bus, the very first thing I did is went to my teacher and I snitched while ugly crying. So I wasn't even spitting out comprehensible sentences. Next, we have getting rejected. You know, everyone's
I mean, I can't blame you for that. You're technically elementary, sure, but calling you a nerd. But I remember one time I was like when I was elementary, I think it was 8th grade that messed with me, bro. Like, I swear to God, when I was in elementary, 8th grade used to look like King Von in prime. That's like Chicago O Block.
In a while, you know, people decide it's my time. I gotta shoot my shot. And then they're up against Shaq on the court and they get stuffed. I mean, it's a tough feeling because you gotta fight back the tears and you just gotta hold that shame with you. And if you got rejected in public, even worse. I was in a store one time and this dude in front of me in line was trying to bag the cashier. I forget exactly what it was, but he spit this horrendous ass pickup line. It was some shit like, so, what's your number for rewards? Actually, I unfortunately lost my number. Can I have yours? And then the cashier started laughing and said, I have a boyfriend. And this dude said, I could change that. What do you mean you can change that, bro? You're not changing anything. Just sit the hell down and just leave the store in shame. I would just leave without whatever I was buying. You know, fuck it. If they still have my card, I'm leaving without it. Obviously, I'm getting my card, but still, why even try it again, bro? You just got shot down. And then
yeah, it's him who got shot down, not you. I don't know how is this the worst feeling, but sure.
When I went up, they were just roasting the shit out of him. I'm like, damn, nah, they're being brutal. Like, I mean, I respect bro for having the confidence to do that. You just gotta take that L on the chin and just move on. And also, don't use cringy ass pickup lines like that. Everybody sees that shit as corny and it never works. We are already on the top 3 worst feelings. Like, at this point, it's already pretty bad. Like, I don't know how the hell it could get any worse. Number 3, pain. I don't know what it is, but now that I'm an adult, like, I just suddenly feel random ass pains. I just don't get it. I wake up and I have like a sharp pain in my back. Like, when I was a kid, I would make fun of people that were like, oh, my back. But now I'm that guy. I'm the dude saying, ow, my back. Another pain that sucks ass is,
I mean, that is an unk status level. Or studies, because I'm not gonna lie, whenever I study, my neck hurts so much and kind of my back, ain't gonna lie, so I am turning into an unk. But I'm still 17 though. Like, come on, let's be fair.
When you randomly hit your elbow on something, and then you can't even feel your entire arm for 2 minutes. And oh yeah, I can't forget the war scars I used to get from falling off my bike or my scooter or whatever I was using. Whenever I hit the pavement on my street, like I said, I was a sensitive kid, so I would just cry and hope somebody came to save me. I would have been better off just thugging that shit out and going back inside. I didn't even want to walk because of how bad the pain was. But there's some pains you just can't even explain how it feels. Like getting hit in the nuts by literally anything. They were trying to just walk that shit off for the rest of the day. And then you just gotta pray that shit didn't do permanent damage. Sick. Number 2 is getting sick. When you wake up, you already know you're sick. Like you just have that feeling you're gonna projectile vomit all over your bed sheets. You know it's gonna happen. You just gotta mentally prepare for it. And as soon as I'm about to throw up, I immediately haul ass to the toilet. And then you just lie in bed all day. Because what else are you gonna do? I mean, unless you have a shitty ass boss, he's gonna have you come into work. Or your parents still force you to go to school. But there's sometimes, usually when I have like a cold or something, I just try to stick it out for the entire day. Because even though I feel like there's more mucus in my body than water, I got shit to get done. It doesn't matter. As long as I'm not hurled up against the toilet throwing up and then feeling like I'm in my deathbed afterward, you know, I think I'll be okay. And even sometimes when I take all sorts of...
Yo, honestly, I can't even vomit, bro. Like, I remember once I was so sick, I was about to vomit. I can't. Like, I hate the feeling of vomit. Like, imagine you just, out of nowhere, vomit. Your nose starts to get blocked. Your throat hurts. But your stomach is relieved. But I can't. I never vomited, like, last year as well or this year, but I just swallow it.
Cough medicines and cough drops and all this other shit. It doesn't even really work. I kind of just have to wait for it to go away. And the worst part is, I get a cold like every month. I don't know how or why. Maybe it's because I need to sleep more and my immune system's out here fighting demons for me. I don't know. And the worst feeling of all time. You guys are going to be surprised by this answer, but trust me, it's a terrible ass feeling. And I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. Getting stuck in an elevator. Okay, let me explain. I want to paint the scene for you. Okay, so you're in a rush. You have somewhere to go. You get on an elevator expecting it to bring you to the 4th floor. A bunch of other people get on that elevator. And as you're in this crowded ass elevator, you can barely move. It just gets stuck. And now you are, 1, in an awkward situation. Elevators are awkward to begin with, but getting stuck in one is 10 times worse. 2, you don't know what kind of characters you're stuck with. Like, who knows what kind of crazy people you're gonna be on there with. And 3, you're stuck there for a long ass time, so you could say goodbye to whatever important plans you had for the day. I don't know how long it takes to fix an elevator, but getting stuck on an elevator is my worst fear. And I made a video about my worst fears.
Never happened. Not gonna lie, I never got stuck to an elevator, and I don't want to get stuck in an elevator. So thank God for that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, turn on those post notifications so you don't miss another upload. Without further ado, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. See you guys on the next one. Peace out.